You believe people disrespect you because they do not understand your value. That belief comforts you. It also destroys you. You see the moves, you see the quiet games. Someone smiles, someone interrupts you. Someone ignores your message for hours, but answers another person in seconds. You notice everything. That awareness exhausts you. You feel the slow pressure of watching people with less skill, less discipline, less intelligence move ahead while you remain available, patient, polite. You think patience will earn respect. It will not. You trained them to treat you this way. That truth cuts deeper than any insult. Because it means the system did not trap you. You built the system yourself. You gave them unlimited access. You answered too fast. You explained too much. You stayed present when absence would have spoken louder. You believed value comes from showing up. Power works differently. Power behaves like a language. Some people speak it fluently. They walk into rooms and the air shifts. Others do not speak it. Those people become the topic of conversation instead of the author of it. Right now, you stand between those two worlds. You see the language of power, but you still answer every message like a servant waiting for permission to exist. Tonight that ends. By the time this video ends, you will see access the way strategists see it, not as kindness, not as professionalism, as leverage. Once you see it, you cannot return. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." And Niccolo Machiavelli, he did not praise cruelty. He explained perception. People do not respect good intentions. People respect controlled power. If you understand that sentence, the rest of this night will change how every room reacts to you. Now, face the first truth. Your presence lost its price the moment it became predictable. Respect never collapses suddenly. It erodes slowly, grain by grain. Look at your behavior. You answer messages instantly. You remain reachable at all hours. You explain every decision to anyone who asks. You believe this shows confidence. It shows availability. Availability feels cheap, even when the person offering it is valuable. Look at any market. Scarce things rise in price. Common things fall. Human attention follows the same law. You feel the consequence every day. People interrupt you. People delay responses to you. People treat your time like an endless resource. You believe they disrespect you. No, they follow the rules you taught them. You trained them to expect immediate access. That training happened slowly. Every quick reply reinforced the lesson. Every moment you stayed available strengthened the habit. Power behaves like a language. Fluent speakers understand one rule immediately. Value increases when access decreases. Those who do not speak this language spend years wondering why their voice carries no weight. Pause and look honestly at your own pattern. How often do people wait for you? Almost never. How often do you wait for them? Too often. You feel that imbalance. You know it exists. Now you must understand something most people never learn. The problem is not disrespect. The problem is unlimited access, and history proves it. At the palace of Louis Roman, 14, nobles waited days just to watch the king wake up. They traveled across Europe for a chance to stand near his morning routine. Think about that. Grown men with armies waited outside a bedroom. Why? Because the king controlled access. Scarcity created gravity. When someone had the rare privilege of standing near him, that moment carried enormous weight. Now, compare that to your own behavior. You respond faster than a notification. You answer before people even finish typing. What message does that send? It says your attention costs nothing, and anything that costs nothing loses respect quickly. Respect does not disappear overnight. It erodes every time your presence becomes too easy to obtain. Here is where most viewers turn away. They tell themselves the world should reward openness and cooperation. The world does not run on should. The world runs on signals. Access is one of the loudest signals you send. And the next truth will disturb you even more. Most advice about leadership secretly removes your authority. Modern experts repeat the same idea endlessly. Be approachable. Keep your door open. Respond quickly. Encourage constant communication. That advice sounds wise. It also dissolves hierarchy. Once everyone reaches you instantly, your attention loses weight. And something else happens. People stop preparing. Why prepare for a meeting when they can interrupt you anytime? Why think carefully when you will answer every question immediately? Look carefully at your own environment. Do people bring clear ideas when they approach you? Or do they arrive with half-thoughts because they know you will finish the thinking? You trained that behavior. Access shaped it. Here is the uncomfortable reversal. The open door policy does not empower leaders. It neutralizes them. True authority requires friction, not cruelty, not arrogance. Friction. Without friction, people treat your time like oxygen. Necessary, but invisible. Look at the behavior of Steve Jobs. He built one of the most influential companies in history. Employees feared meetings with him, not because he screamed, because access to him was rare. If someone entered his office unprepared, the conversation ended instantly. That reputation changed behavior across the company. People arrived sharp, focused, ready. Scarcity forced discipline. Instant access destroys it. The moment everyone can reach you instantly, no one feels the weight of your attention. Now, decide which side you belong to. One group insists availability equals virtue. Another group understands scarcity equals authority. There is no middle ground. You already know which side built the power structures that run the world. Now, another realization begins to form in your mind. The issue is not personality. The issue is perception. Human brains assign value automatically. Scarce things appear more important. Delayed rewards feel more valuable. Hard access creates curiosity. Scientists proved this many times. One name matters here: Robert Cialdini. He studied persuasion for decades. His research showed something brutally simple. People assign greater value to anything that appears limited. Not slightly greater, dramatically greater. That principle shapes markets, politics, status, and influence. Scarcity does not create power. Scarcity reveals power. Look again at your own habits. You display competence constantly. You solve problems immediately. You show intelligence openly. You think that behavior builds respect. It builds familiarity. Familiarity kills mystique, and mystique fuels authority. Here is the strange reversal few people understand. People do not respect competence alone. They respect controlled exposure to competence. Think about the ignored becoming unstoppable. Many powerful figures spent years underestimated. During that time, they studied quietly. They experimented. They sharpened their understanding of power as a language. The world ignored them. That period was not a waiting room. It was a laboratory. When they emerged, people suddenly called them formidable. But the transformation happened earlier, during silence. Ask yourself something honest. How many times did you reveal your full ability immediately? How often did you solve problems too quickly? Every time you did, you reduced the mystery around you. Mystery attracts attention. Constant exposure kills it. And if that sentence made you uncomfortable, it exposed something you have never admitted. You have watched someone with less skill outrank you simply because they controlled access better than you did. Say it honestly. You saw it happen, and you stayed silent about it. Continue listening carefully now, because the shift begins here. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Marcus Aurelius' translation for tonight is simple. Stop debating fairness. Start studying power. Power speaks a language. You either learn it or you become material inside it. Silence is the next word in that language. Most people misunderstand silence. They think silence means weakness. They think silence means uncertainty. Strategists understand silence differently. Silence becomes a weapon when the speaker chooses it deliberately. Look at the pattern in conversations. Someone sends a message. Another person answers instantly. What does that signal? Dependence. Now imagine a different response. You read the message. You wait. You answer later with precision. That pause creates space. Inside that space, the other person begins thinking. Why did they wait? Are they busy? Are they evaluating my request? Silence forces reflection. Reflection increases perceived importance. The most dominant person in a room often speaks the least. They listen. They observe. They respond slowly. Everyone else fills the space with nervous words. Silence sharpens authority. History shows this clearly. During negotiations, Charles de Gaulle often used deliberate pauses. Opponents would speak. He would say nothing. The room would become uncomfortable. Eventually, the other side revealed more information just to break the silence. He learned something every time. Silence forced his opponents to expose themselves. That is the difference between quiet weakness and strategic silence. One hides, the other observes and waits. You must begin using this weapon carefully, not everywhere. Not every time. Precision matters. Silence after a request increases your perceived weight. Silence after an insult forces the aggressor to question themselves. Silence during negotiations pushes others to reveal their urgency. Every immediate response lowers your perceived rank. Think about that sentence, feel the truth inside it, and confront another uncomfortable reality. Many people talk constantly because silence scares them. Silence exposes status. The person who controls silence controls tension, and the person who controls tension controls the room. Now, look at your own behavior again. How often did you rush to fill quiet moments? How often did you explain yourself before anyone asked? Those habits reveal insecurity. Power never rushes explanations. Remember this sentence clearly. The person who speaks first often loses position. The person who speaks last shapes the outcome. Say something to yourself now. You already know the moments when you gave away authority by answering too quickly. You remember them clearly. That memory exists for a reason. It shows you where change begins, because reclaiming authority does not require aggression. It requires design, design of access, design of response, design of presence. True authority returns when people must earn your attention again. Not beg, earn. History shows this again. Consider Augustus Caesar. He ruled the most powerful empire on earth. Yet many citizens never saw him directly. Audience with him felt like a rare political event. That scarcity magnified his influence across Rome. People prepared before approaching him. They measured their words. They respected the moment. Now compare that to modern life. Endless notifications, constant messaging, unlimited access. People treat attention like water because most individuals pour it everywhere. You must reverse that pattern, not dramatically, strategically. Delay responses when the issue is not urgent. Answer with clarity instead of long explanations. Let people wait occasionally. Waiting builds weight. Presence gains value when absence exists. Remember the ignored becoming unstoppable. Right now, you stand inside that stage. People underestimate you. They treat you as endlessly available. Good. Use that time as a laboratory. Study behavior. Observe patterns. Learn the language of power. Because when you begin speaking that language fluently, rooms change around you. People notice before they understand why. They prepare before approaching you. They measure their tone. They respect the space you control. And this transformation requires one simple shift. Access becomes conditional. Your time becomes guarded. Your silence becomes deliberate. Your presence becomes rare. Once that happens, something surprising occurs. You do not chase respect. Respect begins chasing you. And now decide something clearly. Many viewers will finish this video and change nothing. They will keep answering instantly. They will keep explaining themselves. They will keep offering unlimited access. Others will adjust quietly. Those people will test scarcity. They will experiment with silence. They will study reactions. Those people speak the language of power. Choose your side, because remaining neutral is impossible. Now, repeat a sentence to yourself honestly. You already know the moment when someone treated your time like it meant nothing. You remember it clearly. Do not forget that moment. Use it. The ignored becoming unstoppable begins there. Before this ends, one final idea must settle into your mind. Power does not shout. Power calibrates. It measures presence carefully. It enters rooms slowly. It speaks less and observes more. And when it finally acts, everyone feels the shift. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Seneca, the younger preparation tonight, means one thing. You redesign access to yourself. Opportunity will appear soon after. Because when your time becomes rare, your words gain gravity. Now, listen carefully to this final thought. Power is a language. You either speak it or become subject to it. Silence is a weapon. You either wield it or fear it. And the ignored phase you live in now is not humiliation. It is training. Use it. If this message struck something precise inside you, then choosing to follow this channel is not entertainment. It is alignment. Pressing subscribe means you choose discipline over comfort. Typing a response means you acknowledge the game openly. And if you reached this moment, write one sentence in the comments. I will guard my time like power. Write it for yourself, not for anyone watching, because the truth you discovered tonight will stay with you. Respect never disappears overnight. It erodes every time your presence becomes too easy to obtain.